What's up, everyone? Kaiju no Kami here from the Toku Animation News Network with
Cruellica Kain.
And today we're going to be doing a Kaiju no Kami versus AI video Super Sentai standoff.
Yes, this is going to be a series of Super Sentai standoffs I'm going to do based on data I find from AI, which he is distrusting of. And admittedly, I have to say from my work experience, you have to take it with a grain of salt. AI does take data from all across the internet, and it can be very subjective and sometimes very incorrect. And if
No, incorrect? Like people with 7 fingers? No.
And from the data I collect, you can run it multiple times utilizing different AI sources. I've actually used 2, ChatGPT and Google Gemini. So in a way, it's kind of a Gemini versus a Gemini in a way.
In a way, it's kind of a Gemini
Yes.
versus Gemini in a way?
I am saying it and I'm standing with it. But this first episode, I want to go over the top 10 most influential Super Sentai series. And I want to see, compared to what he believes is his top 10, to what AI has culminated as their top 10s and their reasons why. And this is top 10 influential standoff 1.
1.
Because we're going to do other stuff too.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to scare you. So, in both lists from ChatGPT and Gemini,
Yes, you've said that already.
I'm just telling you, from both lists, they both list number 1 as Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger.
Because it's the original.
The original series that established the Super Sentai formula and laid the groundwork for all future series. Do you agree with that being number 1?
Well, obviously, I don't agree with it being number 1, but I can totally get why that would be in their list.
Now, there are some differentiations between the rest of them. I'm just going to stay with ChatGPT for the moment and watch your face as it cringes as we go along.
Okay.
Number 2, Battle Fever J. It introduced the giant robot concept, which becomes a staple of the franchise and tokusatsu genre.
So, wait a minute. They're just listing them in chronological order,
No.
right?
Not necessarily. Numero 3, ironically,
I need your water.
is in chronological. Chodenshi Bioman. And their reasoning is it popularized the series internationally, especially in other countries. Do you know what those other countries were?
Portugal, Brazil, France. I know France.
And another country that's close to Japan that we own. Kind of, sort of.
Philippines?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I meant, not Portugal.
I figured, but I was like, Portugal? Well, it's in Europe, where France is. So, numero 4.
Well, okay, so why is it, though? What do they say why it's influential?
Because it popularized the series internationally.
Okay.
Because it took this franchise into an international mindset.
And that was the first series Saban was trying to bring to America as Power Rangers.
Oh, see? This is why I wanted to do this, because he knows insights that...
Because Stan Lee gave up after Sun Vulcan. Because he was told by his people at Marvel, it will never work.
So, numero 4. And I'm probably going to butcher this a little bit. Is it Kyoru Sentai?
Juranger?
Juranger.
Kyoru Sentai Juranger.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I pronounced the Kyoru correct.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because...
Power Rangers.
Yes, which brought global recognition to the Super Sentai genre. Do you agree with how it's being listed so far?
Well, like I said, it's obviously in order, release order.
Not yet.
Well, they have been in chronological order.
Yes. Numero 5. Chojin Sentai Jetman. And this is because it's known for its mature themes and character development, influencing future series to incorporate more complex storytelling.
Well, yeah, it was the first series to actually recognize the heroes as actual people, characters, rather than just a plot device to fight the villains. Well, I mean, kind of. Because the Flashman did have that too, but Jetman went into full-on character development.
Well, especially, spoiler alert, at the end of the series, when you have Jet Black,
Black Condor,
whatever.
Which they made a mockery of in Zenkaiger.
Yes. I'm not thinking about Zenkaiger, I'm just thinking about Jetman. So, number 6. Or, what's 6 in Japanese? Roku? Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger. And this is because it introduced, that was the first series per this list that introduced the ninja theme, which has become increasingly popular in Super Sentai and the Power Rangers franchises. Do you agree with that? I am seeing that you have a little bit of sadness in your eyes that certain series have not been listed yet.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just Kaku Ranger was very popular in Japan, and so yeah.
Number 7, Gosei Sentai Dai Ranger.
Obviously, I agree with that. But why does it say?
But it's number 7. Now, truthfully, there is no actual first being the best, 10 being the worst. It's just how it's... They said, though less known internationally, which I think is because it was never adapted in the Power Rangers.
Properly.
Its martial arts focus and sophisticated storylines were highly influential within the genre.
Well, yeah, it's a very story-driven series. Until King Oger, it was the most story-driven Sentai show.
Number 8 is Denji Sentai Mega Ranger. This is considered the first to heavily integrate digital technology of the ages and cyberspace themes, which I don't like the American adaptation because it lied to me, reflecting the growing importance of technology in the late 90s. Which, truthfully, I can see where this comes in, because coming in at 1997... At least here in the States,
well, I mean,
internet was around a little, like for a year for public consumption.
I don't know if I'd say that's really necessarily a reason for it to be influential, because just because it incorporates modern technology at that time doesn't mean it influenced technology.
No, it says it's reflecting the growing importance of technology.
Right, but that was going on even in all the series. When with the Soda era, when they were focusing a lot on science, which apparently meant nothing once 2020 hit. But so
jaded.
I don't know if I agree with that one. I can get it, but I don't know if I agree with it.
Now, number 9 on this list is Kaizoku Sentai Go Kaiju. And this, did I pronounce the Kaizoku correct? Or is it Kaijoku?
No, Kaizoku.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Kaizo, pirate.
Okay. And this is because it celebrated the 35th anniversary of the franchise with a crossover theme, allowing it to pay homage to previous series and characters, creating a nostalgia wave and bringing in new fans. Do you think it really brought in a lot of new fans? Mm-hmm. Well, actually, Silver Quill, that was one of the first Sentai series he actually had an opportunity to watch start to finish, and he loves that series. He has all the keys and everything.
It's also the series that got a lot of Sentai actors saying we want to be part of this franchise still. So yeah.
Now, number 10 via ChatGPT. and I want to say this because once we get to...
Okay.
Is Samurai Sentai Shikenja. It's renowned for its strong storytelling and cultural themes. It also marked a return to more serious tones after several lighter series. I don't know how I feel about that one, personally. That's why I wanted to get your intake.
Well, Shikenja also happened to air at the time that where a lot of people, fan subs were really taking off now because downloading had become much easier to do.
Oh yeah, compared
so
to... So
Shikenja was also a lot of people's first Sentai show, or their introductory to the franchise.
I think we locked the cat out.
It's not locked.
Oh, okay.
It just closed a little bit. Heck, for some. I mean, I can see what they're going for because it was a very super serious series and it did dive into like Japanese culture with the Kagemusha and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because it did technically have the first red female, but that was later on in the series.
So, yeah, I can see why they would put it. I don't know if I necessarily would, but I can totally get why they would do that.
Now, going on to the second half of when I ran this through Gemini, we're actually going to see a couple of similarities, but a lot of differences that I think you might have a little aggravation with. So, with Gemini, and you're a Gemini, so this is hilarious. Obviously, number 1, Go Ranger. So,
Okay.
already got that. 2, Denshi Sentai Denjimon. Is it Denja or Denzi?
Denji.
Denji.
Denjimon.
Okay. And this is because it introduced the concept of a team with different abilities and specialized equipment.
They did, and it was the first series that actually utilized colors for, because even Gold Ranger, they did Aka Ranger, Mamo Ranger, and all that stuff. Which, yeah, those were colors, but this was the first one that straight up used like the English name for colors. Denji blue, Denji pink, Denji red.
And they, well, I guess you called it. So I just got a new video game with a special box from PlayAsia, and he called that would fall. So
Didn't even wait for the cat.
no shit. All right, number 3 from. Just for anybody who's joining at this point, I've already done a 1 through 10.
Why you remember this isn't live stream.
I know, but if somebody fast forward all the way through, whatever. Okay, fine. Dai Sentai Goggle 5. I know it's pronounced Goggle.
Goggle 5.
But every time I hear you say Goggle 5, I think of Go 5.
Oh, Goggle 5.
So it
Go
confused
5.
me.
Goggle 5.
So this is because it pioneered the use of vehicles as mecha, a staple for the franchise.
The only thing I would say Goggle 5 really did was it was Hirohisa Soto's first show. So that's the only thing I would say I would put on there. Otherwise, I don't agree with that one at all.
Now, I'm going to kind of give you a hiccup in the AI, so enjoy.
An AI with hiccup? Wow, that's like telling me water is blue.
Is it blue?
Well,
only in the ocean.
Yeah, but...
And only certain parts, because some of it's green.
Okay, fine.
Some of it can be
water
red.
is wet.
Okay, thank you. So enjoy this hiccup. Number 4, Bioman. Introduced a darker tone and more complex storylines, expanding the series.
With the last one.
This is with Gemini.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm just reading what this says.
Okay.
So number 5, Chodenshi Bioman.
Oh, so it did it twice.
And this reason is it featured a strong emphasis on science fiction elements influencing future series. So basically number 4 and number 5 are Bioman. Apparently Gemini really likes Bioman.
It has 2 minds about it.
So number 6.
So what? Okay, yes, Bioman was very influential.
Well, it had darker tones, the sci-fi elements, and it expanded the target audience. Those are the three.
It
really
also
big things.
was the first series to not have Monsters of the Week. They had each villain had their own commander and they would be the ones for each episode. They would alternate between the commanders.
So number 6 is Kyoru Sentai Zyuranger, and they once again say exactly, almost word for word, because of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, dinosaurs. It was the first Sentai to really use fantasy themes, because Sugimura was a huge video gamer, and being that he only worked on crime dramas, he couldn't do anything fantasy on these crime dramas. So when he got to do Sentai, he's like, cool, it's going to be a freaking RPG video game.
Really? Is that really what it's like? Okay, because admittedly, this is going to sound very hilarious. I have actually never watched Zyuranger. Or if I have, I don't remember. No, you never showed me Zyuranger. I've watched episodes at random, but I've never seen the entire series.
Project for next year.
And then I can give you my perspective of Zyuranger. But number 7 for this is Jetman.
For the same reasons?
For the same reason, the mature storytelling and setting that new standard, which is also the series written by Inoue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of fascinating to think that Inoue is the one who set that new standard when we have love and hate for him at
Inoue
Sentai.
saved Sentai.
Number 8 is Gekiso Sentai Kaiju. I can't do the whole.
Kaiju.
Now, the reason for this is it's a comedic and action-packed series that revitalized the franchise with a fresh approach. I mean.
Well, because it was a parody-based series, so...
Number 9, it doesn't list the whole thing, so I'll have to ask you after. Magi Ranger. What's the entire series?
Mahou Sentai Magi Ranger?
Thank you.
Why Magi Ranger?
Introduced magical theme with strong family bonds, appealing to a wider demographic.
No. No, I don't agree with that one at all. Family bonds were already done in 2 other Sentai series before Magi Ranger. So, yeah, it had the magic theme, but it didn't really do anything to influence Sentai. Everything Magi Ranger did was already taken from other shows. Was taken from...
Well, you even said that when we watched the series originally.
It took from Five Man Go-Go 5, the family aspect. It took the mech aspect from Kaku Ranger, where they actually become the mecha.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are things... Like, Magi Ranger does have cool stuff, but... With, like, the Inversia gods and things like that, but... I would not say it's anywhere near an influential series.
And then number 10, once again, is Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. And really for the same reason, 35th anniversary celebration, solidifying the franchise's legacy. Now, in Gemini, as you can see, we got Bioman twice because it really likes Bioman. We got a few new series that weren't in the other one in ChatGPT, but this one does not recognize Kaku or Dai Ranger as being some of those influential series within the franchise.
That's because they're too busy getting on that Bioman kick.
So, with this first round of you versus AI,
Oof.
Do you feel like they at least captured anything of value?
They weren't bad. I was expecting a lot worse. I mean, putting Bioman in there twice is hilarious. But it was a good solid list for reasons that made sense most of the time. Go-Go 5, no.
Well, you said the same thing for Mega Ranger, too.
Well, Mega Ranger I could see. I don't agree with it, but I could totally see it. Go-Go 5, though, Sun Vulcan would have made more sense over Go-Go 5 because Sun Vulcan was the non-woke Sentai. Because it had no female rangers. So it's a man's show. A true man show.
Oh, Jesus. You had to get the movie title in there for Truman Show as well.
Yes.
Unintentionally. So, with that said, this is our first bout of Kaiju versus AI. I have done a lot of research into different things, so we're going to have a number of different videos within this area of Super Sentai, and then as we go along, you'll see even sprinklings of tokusatsu areas such as Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and things like that. But
I thought you did a Tales of the Crypt one and stuff.
Well, I was talking about the tokusatsu.
Oh, okay.
I've also done a ton of horror, film noir, Tales from the Crypt, Doctor Who.
Alright, so that's the end of this first one?
That's the end of this first one.
Tell us what you thought of this. Do you want to see more? Because we might be doing more anyway regardless, but click like, subscribe, the bell notification, whatever else YouTube has clicking in to support us. You can support us on Patreon and Bluesky at tokuaannetwork, Facebook, Instagram, Discord at Kaiju no Kami, Twitch eventually, maybe someday, hopefully, at tokuaannetwork. And that's all there is for this round. So until next time, bye.